Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest updates across South Sudan and beyond. Today we bring you a detailed report from South Sudan. Several serious incidents have happened in the country over the past few days. These include a deadly attack on a security base in Malakal, a tragic family killing in eastern Equatoria, and a strong warning from the finance minister of South Sudan about problem with the national budget. These stories show the challenges the country is facing today, from security concern to social problem and economic struggle. Before we begin with this latest update, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with security officer killed in attack in Malakal. Our first report comes from the city of Malakal, the capital of Upper Nile State. Authorities said a member of the National Security Service, commonly known as NSS, was killed during an army attack late Wednesday night. 4 other security officers were injured during the same incident. The attack happened at a joint security base in the city. This base is operated by several forces working together. These forces include South Sudan People Defense Forces, the National Police, and national security officers. These forces were stationed in the area to help keep order in Malakal, which has experienced instability and violence in the past. According to officials, the situation began late at night when a non-gunman attacked the joint security base in Malakal. Heavy gun broke out in the area. Residents across Malakal reported hearing the shooting, and many people became frightened as the violence unfolded. The State Information Minister Peter Nyonjo Okwin confirmed that the attack took place. He explained that security forces exchanged fire with the attacker during the incident. The confrontation caused injuries to several members of the security forces. Sadly, one officer from the National Security Service lost his life during the attack. Authorities say the attacker have not yet been identified. However, security team have started an investigation to find out who carried out the assault. Officials say 3 suspects have already been arrested in connection with the attack, but the government has not yet released more information about them. Minister Akwin investigation will determine. He said investigation will determine the identity of those responsible for the making or those responsible for the attack, and they say that they will make a public statement if they find them. Local authorities or those who are giving information say tension in Malakal have been growing since early March. Some reports say the problem started in nearby villages and later spread to the city, to the town of Malakal. Community members say dispute between local groups have increased in recent days between the Dinka community and the Sholo community. These tensions may have contributed to the violence that occurred Wednesday night. They look at the allegation about militias. Some residents believe that a militia group may have been involved in the attack. One group mentioned by local is the Abushok militia, which has been active in the region before. Abushok militia is a youth army from Dinka community. However, government officials have not confirmed this claim. Minister Akwin say authorities cannot confirm or deny the report at this time. He explained that the Security Committee will determine the truth after completing its investigation. A local resident also reported that a group known as Agarap had been causing problems for fishermen in one part of the city. Because of complaint from fishermen, the security forces were deployed to the Sa residential area. Some people believe this move angered the army group and may have led to the attack. However, these claims are still being investigated. Authorities said the security forces have now regained control of the situation. Calm has returned to the city. Officials say they are continuing to monitor situation closely to prevent further violence. For many residents in Malakal, however, the incident has raised serious concern about safety and stability in the region. We will follow this developing story in Apanal. Let's move on to our second top story. Son kill father after argument in Torit County. Our second story comes from Torit. A tragic family incident has shocked the community. Authorities said a 19-year-old young man shot and killed his father after an argument about livestock. The incident took place in Iyala village in Torit County. The victim has been identified as Jumo Oker, a 40-year-old father. Community leaders say the father had asked his son to take care of the family goat, but the teenager reportedly returned home without properly watching the animal. When the father realized what happened, he confronted his son. This led to a heated argument between them. According to local leader, the father punished the teenager after the disagreement. After the argument, the young man reportedly left the house. Later, he went to a neighbor home where he had hidden a firearm. He then returned and shot his father. The father died from the gunshot. After the shooting, the young man fled from the scene. Let's look at the community reaction. A local leader said this kind of violence within families is very concerning. The paramount chief of Iyala, Galileo Ohid, spoke about the incident. He said the suspect has not yet been handed over to authorities. Some reports say the young man may still be hiding within the village. Chief Oida called on the suspect family to cooperate with authorities and bring him forward. He said the community cannot accept such violence. Community leaders say the incident also highlights another serious issue, the spread of illegal firearms. Many people in rural areas still possess guns without proper control. A leader said this increases the risk of deadly conflict. They are calling for stronger enforcement of law that regulate firearms. Civil society leaders say deeper issue may also be contributing to violence among young people. Lotunyeng Alphonse, a civil society leader in Eastern Equatoria, say communities must address this problem. He mentioned several challenges facing youth today. These include trauma from past conflict, drug and alcohol abuse, mental health struggles, and lack of support system for young people. Alphonse said communities must work together to address this problem before more tragedies happened. He warned that ignoring this issue could lead to more violence in the future. Let's move on to our third top story. Finance Minister warned about South Sudan budget. The country Finance Minister has raised serious concern about how the national budget is being managed. The Minister Salvatore Gareng Mabiurdi spoke during a meeting of the National Parliament. This meeting took place at the Transitional National Legislative Assembly in Juba. Minister Gareng say powerful individuals are taking large portion of government fund. Because of this, some government institutions are left without enough money to operate properly. He warned that this system is harming the country's financial management. Another major concern is the country's heavy reliance on oil. The finance minister explained that about 90% of government revenue come from oil. This means the country finance depend greatly on oil production and export. If oil production is interrupted, government revenue can fall quickly. The minister also warned about risk coming from outside the country. He said conflict or instability in the Middle East could disrupt oil market. If that happens, South Sudan could face serious financial problem. During his speech, the minister used strong language to describe the political system. He said access to government funds sometimes depend on political influence. In simple terms, he described the situation as survival of the fittest. This means powerful individual or institution may take more resources while weaker ones receive very little. One of the biggest problems caused by this system is delayed salaries. The minister says some civil servants have not been paid for months. In some cases, government employees have waited up to a year for their salaries to arrive. Because of this, many workers are struggling to support their families. Some relied on relatives or friends just to survive. Minister Gareng urged lawmakers to follow financial rules more strictly. He says government money should only be spent according to approved budget. He warned that spending outside the budget breaks financial regulation. He also called for stronger accountability in public spending. According to the minister, government officials must remember that they serve the people. Let's look at the background of the minister. Minister Gareng was recently reappointed as a finance minister. This is the third time he has held the position. He first served as a finance minister from 2018 until 2020. Later, he briefly returned to the position in 2023. Now he has been appointed again to lead the country financial management. These three stories highlight some of the major challenges facing South Sudan today. Security concerns remain in part of the country. Communities are dealing with social problems that sometimes lead to violence. And at the national level, leaders are debating how to better manage public finances. For many citizens, these issues affect daily life, from safety in their communities to economic stability. The coming month will be important as authorities investigate the Malakal attack, address community violence, and work on reform to improve financial management. We'll continue to follow this development and bring you updates as new information become available. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.